Good morning, teacher and partners. Today, our group is going to discuss the common sentence stream. Prison or not? Is prison the best way to deal with criminals? The members of our group are me, Sarai Castillo, Milagros Paz, y Rosado. Okay, as it was mentioned, our presentation is going to tackle the more effective way to deal with criminals, and we would like to begin by seeing the important data in order to introduce the controversy. First, over the last few years, the crime rate has been increasing more and more, and therefore people have started to rethink the point of view about going through a sentence in prison. Many of them are not even scared of it anymore, or doubt its effectiveness. Consequently, this reflects that going to prison is no longer fulfilling its duty as a mechanism of punishment, and it is up to the legal system to find a new scheme to improve or change it. And also, as Sean suggests, the legal system of a country is defined by its cultural, economic, and political conditions. That means that every country has a different conception about how to make use of the legal system, and the one that works in a certain country is not going to work for others in its totality. Although there are countries that share some ideas because they are influenced by common ideologies like Greek philosophy, the Bible, Stoicism, etc. And again, our presentation will be discussing that while there are people who think about prison as a preferable option to deal with criminals, there are others that believe that exists better ways to do it.
In favor. It is generally known that prison is the most common way of dealing with criminals, because this method has shown to be effective in dealing with criminals until these days, and that is why governments still use this traditional way of punishment. The USA is a good example of this. They had applied different programs which help convicts to restore in society again. For instance, these programs teach prisoners how to fulfill their resumes and find them jobs, training in simulation of real conditions, development of computer skills, affordable homes, and employment programs are successfully functional in numerous prisons in the USA. Walla Walla prison case. Added to that, as Hagar mentioned, the case of Walla Walla prison and their educational program, in which inmates learn subjects that lead to a living wage job when they get released from prison, like welding. They also give information and encourage inmates to apply to the scholarships for the state college. The purpose of the educational program is to give them knowledge so they might start again and prevent them from coming back to prison. It has been proved by the US Department of Justice that the non-participants of these programs have 24 less percentage of finding employment. If the person gets released with knowledge in a certain field, the chances of getting a job are high. Moreover, when convicts find a job, it is probable that they will contribute to society by paying taxes and fees.
So far, Milagros have talked about the prison as the most effective way to deal with criminals. However, now I'm going to present you two different alternatives. The first one is the higher education prisoners. In this case, we are going to focus the literacy in the literacy education, and we'll present you the case of Arizona. In the first investigation that is made on prisoners, they give them literacy training. And these are the results, as you can see in the slide, that 35% of them were rearrested, while the 46 of them were controlled. I want to outline that this way has proved to be probably the most effective one, apart from prison, that will help the convicts and the crime rate to decrease, as we might see in the results. I move now to the next one, which is death penalty. This might sound a little bit extreme, but as cases as Ted Bundy, who commit 30 murders, or Casey Peach, who killed his ex-girlfriend's mother and set her home on fire. Uh, we proved that cybercrimes need cyber punishment. In this case, death penalty would be the most effective solution. Like you might you might say that death penalty will kill innocent people. However, Morgan and Kennedy made an investigation and confirmed that more people die living in prison compared to the ones sentenced to death penalty. Overall, what I want to focus on here is that, in fact, it there is um, other alternatives apart from prison that would be available and can be applied in other countries or states. Now, my partner Sarai will continue with the conclusion part.
In our presentation, the conventional shame effectiveness has been questioned by considering alternative solutions to deal with criminals. As my panelists mentioned, on one side, the application of education programs and the penalty has been proposed. By applying the first of these, criminals will be conducted to achieve higher education. Moreover, imposing the penalty would contribute to avoid more crimes at prison. On the other hand, it has proved that prison is possibly the best and common way of punishment. Some prisons had added programs that had successfully helped other inmates to contribute to society and develop new skills after being released from it. It seems to us that none of the two positions is the true answer to dealing with criminals. In conclusion, for that reason, we suggest that combination of prison and psychological treatment as a new solution. Also, in order to be accurate, prisons need to have enough specialists in the field of psychology to keep a constant record about the mental health of each criminal. With this in mind, the government must invest in the psychological area. Even if this solution will not stop crime at all, it could make a huge change in the justice system of every country. Thanks for watching. We're happy to take any questions.